I'm with Jim Rollo from State Farm Insurance, and we're at their office on Upper Front Street. Jim, thanks for being on
Hey,
the show
John,
today.
thanks for having me. Good to
Now,
be here.
it's good for me to be here. I love this office up here. This is nice. How's it going?
Great.
Yeah. Good,
Yep.
good.
Awesome. Growing fast.
Oh, good. So I wanted to bring up the topic today of, I know that it's life insurance time.
Yep. National Life Insurance Awareness
Yeah,
Month.
that's right.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about that. One is, I mean, I get young people buy a house and they got a couple of kids, and I'm thinking, I know how fast time flies, and I'm thinking now would be the best time for somebody to get life insurance because when you're younger and healthier, it's cheaper to get.
Right. That's right.
How much does somebody need, though?
Well, we have a simple formula that we go through. We ask 4 questions to help people determine how much life insurance they need. 4 questions. One is, what do you owe? So loans, like you said, they just bought their first house. They
Yeah,
have
but
a
that's
mortgage.
going to change too, though. Once they start buying more stuff and getting
Yeah, they're
more
going to owe
investing,
more. Right,
Yeah,
they're going to
so
owe more. So we
factor
say,
that
what do
in.
you owe now? Do you have student loans? Do you have a car loan? Do you have credit cards? Do you
Right.
have a mortgage? You just bought your house. We look at those things. Would you like those to be paid off if you died?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they usually say yes. Then we say the next thing is income replacement. How much do you think you'll make between now and the time you retire? Well, if you say, well, I'm 30 years old, I make $30,000 a year, well, I'm going to make $900,000 over the next 30 years. Your family will be deprived of that income
Right.
if you pass away.
Right.
I mean, that's
True.
just a fact, right?
Yep.
So we add that on. Then we say final expense. We estimate $15,000. That pays for the funeral plus the lunch afterwards, where everybody speaks.
Tombstone.
Everyone speaks fondly of you
Casket.
after the lunch, right? And then education. So you say we have a couple children. Do we want to pay for their college? Yes or no? How much do we want to allocate for that?
Right.
We usually come up with a number of say $50,000 per child. That's you're going to go to BCC, you're going to go to BU, you're going to live at home, $50,000. And so we come up with a number. And like you said, the younger you are and the healthier you are, the more likely you're going to be able to cover as much of that
Right.
number as possible.
Right.
So
I think the trouble with the younger people is they feel like they're immortal. They're never
Right.
going to get sick. They don't have any health insurance. They're not going to get sick, and they're not going to
Yeah.
die. And they're
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the invincibility, they're immortal and
Yeah.
invincible.
Yeah.
But we say when you're young and healthy, you can really get coverage with a term policy for very little money.
Right. But you really owe it to your kids to have a life insurance.
Yeah, you owe it to
policy.
your kids because at the end of the day, most of us would want our children to stay in the
Right.
home if something happens to the primary breadwinner. And most people buy a house today and both incomes are being used to qualify for the mortgage. One of those incomes disappears, you really want the family to stay in the house.
That's right.
And so most people, when we're talking to them, new home buyers, we're helping them with their homeowners, but we're also helping them get life insurance to protect that mortgage, replace some income.
Can you
and-
add on to these life insurance
No,
policies?
no, you can't.
So
No,
you'd
you
have
have
to
to
get a new one
reapply.
for- yeah,
Right,
right.
yeah, it's based on your health at the time you
Yeah,
apply.
right. They have to take the medical test
Right,
for health
exactly right,
inspections. Yeah, right.
exactly right. So that's what we do, that's how we figure it out.
And what do they
So-
do? How do they just call your
They
office?
just call us at 754-3000 or up here at 238-1355.
All right.
And we'll help them do it.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you, Jim.
thanks, John.
Okay.
Okay.